So for number 2, we have x squared plus x minus 6, this trinomial, to be divided with a binomial x minus 2. Again, the process, we are going to place the dividend here, which is x squared plus x minus 6. And our divisor is x minus 2. Okay, for this one. So this is the process. And to solve for this, we just need to follow the four-step process until we could finish everything else. So let us proceed to the processes. The first step is the division of the first terms. This first term and this first term. So you have x squared divided by x. You could use here division law, which will allow you to subtract exponents to minus 1 and will give you a result of x to the power of 1 or simply x. This is our first quotient. We place our quotient here at the top. You could place it here again or here or just simply somewhere there to indicate that that's your first quotient. This quotient will then be used for our next step, which is multiplication. When we multiply, we are going to multiply the first quotient to both of the terms in our divisor. It will look like this, but it might be complicated for some. So let us try to write it here. X times x minus 2. This will involve distributive property where you distribute that monomial here and here. In short, we will have the product of x and x. We use plus a separator regardless of what sign here just to retain the similar process we did before. But this will become x times the entire expression which involves negative or subtraction negative 2. The result of this, since this is under multiplication, we will use multiplication law. Hence, we add exponents of the same basis. Plus, we have this here. Simply arrange it properly to x. This is the next part of our step, which will give you the final answer of x squared. You apply no negative minus 2x. Again, this is now our our first product. This product will be placed here. So we are going to place here our first product. You have x squared minus 2x. The next step is subtraction. But when we subtract, do not forget that we are subtracting not just this term, but the entire expression. Again, not just this term, but the entire expression. So if we are going to copy it here, the dividend at the top, x squared plus x minus your difference, which is x squared minus 2x. That is the process. Okay. Now, don't forget that if we have this grouping symbol, once we remove it, the signs here will be changed. This is equal to x squared plus x. The positive x squared becomes negative x squared, and the negative will become plus 2x. A reminder for everyone that under subtraction or even addition, we don't manipulate exponents long anymore. We just look into the likeness of terms and then we copy the literal coefficients including its exponent and we operate only the numerical coefficients. Talking about this, x squared, its partner is here. So you have 1 minus 1 is 0x squared. Means this is already removed. The remaining will be these terms here. They are like x. So we operate them. 1 plus 2 will have the first difference of 3x. This first difference will be placed here, 3x. The last part of the first round is bring down the remaining terms. I'm talking about this term here will be brought down here, and this is our first result. Again, this is our first result. This result is the output in following these steps. The first result. Okay. To get the second result, we are going to repeat the processes until we could arrive at an expression that can no longer be divided by the first term of the divisor. So let's do the process here. For the second round, we will divide this by this first term. So you will have 3x over x. Again, you could use the cancellation law here to get a value of 3, or you could go back to your division law of exponents, which will have 3 because that's 3 divided by 1. And you have your exponents here, 1 minus 1, using division law of exponents, which will give you 3x to the power of 0. Any expression raised to the power of 0 is 1, but it does not include the 3 here. So this is 3 times 1, which gives you 3. Or again, you could use the cancellation law and you will get a result which is the same 3. Okay? So this 3 is your second quotient and we are going to place it here. We will be placing the value here carefully, not just placing 3, nor replace 3 here. Again, worst place there. Since 3 is positive, we will place here plus 3. If this is negative, we will use minus 3. But since it's positive, so we have positive 3. Now, we need to continue and finish and to find out if we will end with the second result, which is 0. So the second process here, the second step is multiplication of your second quotient with your divisor, minus 2, just like that. If you have this, you then try to distribute that to these portions. And you will get the term 3 times x. Again, plus separator, don't worry about that. 3, but you need to make sure this is minus 2 here. Again, we've been doing this since FOIL method, since other methods. So just to be uniform with that, let's just follow that process. Nevertheless, later on, negative value will always prevail. I'm talking about this. You have 3x. And here, positive times negative. So you have minus 6. This is your second product, which will be placed here. Or we're going to place it here. 3x, then minus 6. Now we can see that they are of the same value, so we could expect 0, but just to make sure, if we are going to subtract, we are going to subtract the entire expression, and whatever the result here will be placed. That's the process of subtraction here, right, which is 3x minus 6 minus the entire expression 3x minus 6. So we have here this expression with a grouping symbol. If you're going to remove that grouping symbol, please don't forget that the signs will be changed for the items here in the grouping symbol. So you have 3x minus 6. The positive 3 becomes minus 3x, and negative here will become plus. It uses this concern distribution of sign under multiplication. So negative times positive, negative, negative times negative, positive. And here we need to finish this, combine this. But again, need to be reminded of when we subtract, the concern here is likeness of terms, no need to manipulate exponents. 3x minus 3x, that becomes 0. Negative 6 plus 6, this will also be equal to 0. So the final answer is 0. So we have this expression here equal to 0. And since we don't have any other terms to be brought down, this is our final answer. So the quotient, when we divide x squared plus x minus 6 by the binomial x minus 2, is x plus 3. This was our first result. This was our second result. Second result after the second round. Okay?